from Nigeria, again, someone who's in charge of the business. So you see, we listen about the Hajj organizations based on the experience from different parts of the world. So this is a chance for us to learn about their way of organization. With the greetings of... Thank you, Mr. Chair, for your introduction, dear fellow participants. Thank you. I would like to start by giving my acknowledgements and gratitude to the Turkish government. I am going to speak on behalf of the Ministry of Foundations. Our greetings are to the Prophet Muhammad, his family, and his companions. We start with the name of the God. Thanks to God, who orders that anyone who is able to should go to Hajj. And God also instructs that be prepared, make your preparations for Hajj. And the best preparation you can have is the taqwa. And in fact, even if you have done some wrong with the Hajj, you will be purified and you will be as pure as a newborn baby. And in this symposium, I'm going to talk about the development of Hajj and different phases. In fact, the Hajj process that was initiated by Prophet went through many stages since its beginning up to today. For the performance Hajj, different security, financial, and other developments took place. And in fact, in the hearts of all Somalian Muslims, this ibadah has a special place. Those Muslims, in fact, spend all their belongings just to perform this ibadah. In the past, transportation was not very easy. The transportation vehicles were not very highly available, and the Somalian Muslims would walk to go to Hajj. And after setting itself free of the British colonization, also Somalia went through some military administration, and then there were some political administrations, and there were certain developments. And through the consulates, in fact, our Muslims would reach the Holy Lands. They would take the road, air, and other available routes. In fact, from 1991 until 2012, in fact, there was a special process because the central government was toppled, and in different parts of Somalia, some offices were not available, and in Saudi Arabia we didn't have offices. That's why the circumstances were not very favorable, and the air transportation was not at a desirable and favorable level. And also, as for the visa procedures, in that period the visa started to take very long. Earlier it had been quicker, but our citizens then had to go through other countries in order to get the visa and reach the Saudi Arabia to get the visa. And there are many other challenges as well. There were many other challenges for the Somalian pilgrims. For example, officially the communication channels were very weak, and the necessary training and guidance activities were not available. At least they were not at a desirable level. So during that period, a good Hajj organization was non-existent. and Somalian companies were mediating, and also the Somalian interim government made some decisions. However, these decisions were not enough to deal with the problem, and the Somalian pilgrims in that period, in fact, they were not able to fulfill all the official procedures so that they could go to Hajj. And the Somalian Airways were affiliated to the state government, and then the companies, in fact, would intermediate for the transportation. They would carry from different regions of Somalia the pilgrims to go to Hajj. In fact, in all periods of time, we would give some guidance, we would provide training, and we would also have trainings locally, then in the Holy Lands throughout the Hajj process. Then I can talk about another time period, the next time period. So it starts in 2012, and it is still applicable. There have been some developments. First of all, the Ministry of Religious Affairs and Foundations is now in charge of the Hajj administration. In the ministry, we have a department that is responsible for Hajj and Umrah. Since 2014, the Department of Hajj and Umrah, in fact, is communicating with Saudi Arabia, the authorities there, and the officers working in Saudi Arabia. And also, between the companies, now there is a competition, and there is a competitive environment now for rendering the best services to the pilgrims. And also, but among the companies, now there is an authorization process so that they can provide the services. So if there is any deficiency in the provision of the services, if there is any violation of the contract, now there is a system. And that system brings about accountability. The Saudi Arabia government now clear our procedures for the Somalian pilgrims. We have a board medical commission. We have advisory panel. We have the guidance commission. We have different boards that are in charge of different services. We also have a diversity of services, and the ministry makes many decisions and resolutions in order to upgrade the services that are offered to the pilgrims. And if there is anyone who would like to exchange experience with us, who would like to cooperate with us, in fact, our doors are open for cooperation and experience sharing. Our ministry is always open to experience sharing and cooperation. And my wish from God is that all Muslims and pilgrims will be protected against the diseases and troubles, particularly corona. Thank you. Thank you.